blows my mind. I lost my phone, bro. Decent fish. He's digging straight down?
Yeah.
Dude, that's a decent fish, right?
All right, guys, welcome back. Dress more appropriate today and it's warmer. So today, guys, I'm coming to you from the boat. Had a lot happen yesterday fishing. Y'all seen the video started. Lost my phone in the bottom of Lake Russell. We'll get to that later. Started out the morning good. Like, it was cold, but I could tell it was gonna warm up pretty quick. And I start shedding clothes. So we start out fishing jigs. I was fishing this Denali Attacks in a heavy 7 foot. We was fishing 3/4 ounce jigs because we was in the river, Savannah side of Russell. So far they've been generating every single Saturday we've been down there fishing. So it's just a nice heavy rod. It's pretty sensitive. Like, I don't know what y'all do, but they always have little pieces of carpet in the store when I buy a rod. And I like to take a couple rods that I'm looking at, and I like to just barely tap them while I'm holding it. The way that you hold it. Just barely tap that thing on that carpet just to see like how light I can tap it. Of all the other ones that I picked up in the price range, I mean, this was probably about the best one. But it's just a 7 foot heavy Attacks series. Like I said, I was throwing a 3/4 football jig on it. There's a bunch of trees, submerged timber over there, and fish have been holding on them. So, but we also got the new Garmin, the 9.3 SV. It's a lot for me to get used to, so I've been going out there and spending a good amount of time graphing, you know, marking waypoints, stuff like that. So we get down next to some trees. I've also thrown this little Ned rig with a little minnow bait. I don't know if y'all can see that. All right, this is a medium 7 foot Vengeance Abu Garcia on an Abu Garcia X30 Revo 6.2 to 1. Had quite a few fish eat that off of dropping it down by the submerged trees. If you know anything about Lake Russell, when they backed up that lake, they intentionally let a lot of trees where they would normally cut them off in lakes like Hartwell, where you have to go down to a certain depth. Well, they left that submerged timber standing, so you can just see it. And you know what you can't see when you get over there in it, I mean, they're right underneath the surface. I'm talking about 35, 40 foot of trees, you know. So we'll take that little Ned rig and I'll drop it right down by a tree when they ain't generating, of course, and just let it hit bottom, close that bell and pop it a couple times. If there's a fish near that tree, he's probably gonna get it. I got started fishing, like the guy that took me out and we got back going, you know, it was all about flipping that Texas rig at the bank, you know, beating the bank. And you know, that's the way I like to fish. I'm not gonna lie to you. Like, I spend all this time graphing and I feel bad because I want to be fishing. You know, you can't catch a fish unless there's no hook in the water. So the phone done fell in. I tell Jamie, we're about 3 hours in. I'm like, let's just go find some laydowns just right off of the river and see if we can catch some bass. Well, we pull in one cove. I fish that little cove, but then I come out and go back up river on the back side of that cove on a point. And that's when you'll see I catch the first fish on Old Faithful right here. I'm telling you.
Got him. Yeah. Decent fish. He's digging straight down?
Yeah.
Dude, that's a decent fish, right?
Okay, little boy.
That ain't bad. That's nice.
Right on that tree.
All right. We might not be jig fishing. We can fish a
I
rubber
fish-
plastic worm though.
Pawpaw, this was for you, baby. Look. Somebody done hooked this fish, look.
Yeah, right in the cock there.
They're like a frog, didn't it? Hey, thanks, baby. I'm telling you right now, if you ain't got the money to spend on a bunch of different rods and you want some pro caliber sensitivity in the right price range, the Shimano SLXs are hard to beat. I mean, you can whisper that thing down on there and I can still feel it in this rod. Since I got started fishing, this thing's caught me so many big bass. Right now I got it paired up with a Tatula SV, the 2019 version. And because of beating the bank, y'all, I'm all about speed. So that's that 8-to-1. Solid reels, man. Can't really knock them. Like, that's what I got the 2020 and above version I put on this thing. And they are basically the same. This one's a 7-to-1 though. A little bit more wrenching power. I still want to be moving quick with the jig though. But I'm telling y'all right now, I like gear. I like fishing different stuff. As y'all can see, I'm gonna have a bunch of different stuff tied on. I was also running this crankbait around the trees, and I got it on a 6.3, just a Tatula 100. I mean, if y'all can't tell, I'm a Daiwa fanboy. I mean, I fished a lot of other stuff. This is a Veredas Abu Garcia 7-foot medium moderate action. That's what I fish my crankbait on right now, you know, but just trying out different stuff. But I'm telling y'all, I got one more right here. I'll go ahead and show it to you before we finish talking about that thing. And this is just a Fuego on a favorite rod, and I was fishing a little spinnerbait on it around those trees too, but just don't know what they biting right now, man. All I could really hammer them on is this is what happened. Pulled up, fished that cove, went around the back, caught one fish on this thing right here, and I told Jamie, I said, well, let's just go fish the backs of points with good structure on it, rocks, lay down, stuff like that. So that's what we did. We took off, and at this point, I've only got 2 GoPro batteries left. And them things really don't last the longest, man. Like, I got one good one, and then the other 2, man, they die in like an hour. So I told Jamie, I said, I'm not gonna cut the camera back on until we catch fish. We pull up to the back of this one point. It's probably about 4 o'clock. It's a good rock to some lay down transitions right past the point. I mean, it's got access to deep water, but it's you know, it goes from like maybe 4 or 5 foot on this bank straight back off the 20 into the creek. So I pull up through there and we fish them trees, man, right past them rocks. And I go through and I pick that thing apart, and I'm coming right off the edge, and I flip that thing in there on the back side of it, and I catch a little buck bass. I mean, it probably ain't that big. Well, just about that time, Jamie's watching the Garmin SV93 over there, and he goes, dude, there's fish on there right now. And they were on the down imaging right behind us. Jamie throws back up in there behind where the picture was just taken. He catches the fish. I have thrown right back over to the bank and just start pulling all the way back to the boat, you know, not really worrying about the structure or whatever. And then I catch a 2.5 pound fish. Says, let's fish that again. So we circle right back around, fish it again. I catch another fish, man, but the bad part about it is, and people say I'm blowing smoke or whatever, even my wife, Candy Cane, was like, if he ain't got no proof, then they just a myth. But anyway, we put about 6 fish in the boat. I did lose 2. I don't know if that'll even make the footage. I don't have a lot, just from the first few hours until we caught the first fish. That GoPro died, but I'm telling y'all right now, if I just was gonna spend $100 and have a tour grade outfit And I didn't care if my rods look different. You know, I'm a tackle junkie, so, you know, I like to try different things. But if I was gonna make an outfit and I was on a budget, I'm telling y'all right now, I would have the medium, moderate. I would have this same medium. This is a 7-foot medium power, action fast, you know, and I just use it as my Texas rig. Sure is funny that I keep going out there and we fish all this other stuff, and I catch fish on a spinnerbait. I catch fish on the Ned rig. I catch fish on the crankbaits. But this right here has been my biggest producer since I've been fishing. You know, just hard to beat old rubber worm, I'm telling you right now. All right, guys, we'll check y'all out next time. Maybe we'll have some different footage. So I'm gonna find a new way to secure this phone in the boat. When I get it, it'll be 2 days before I get it back. I come right home, filed a claim. They said it would be 1 to 2 day shipping, but since today's Sunday, I'm gonna assume that it'll be tomorrow before it gets here. But that was wild though, y'all. I want to touch on that for a minute. We had just finished fishing those trees, and I had pulled up the trolling motor, and we were just idling. You know, I mean, just, you know, no wake speed. We're idling, just barely got it bumped in gear, watching the graph. A boat comes flying by. I mean, they are running 35, 40. It's a center console. I mean, so we're sitting there, and y'all see in the film, the boat just starts rocking like this. And a couple times I've done an ending in it where the stand that I got it on, like if I come to a fast stop on the boat, it'll slam my phone right down into the carpet, and that's how I end the videos. You even heard me and Mason cackling about it in that one. But when the weight came in from that boat, and you know how a pontoon will do, man, it just, or any boat really, if y'all running parallel and that thing starts rocking like this right here, well, the stand fell this way instead of straight down. When it did, it hit the bimini, and when it did, that stand broke in half, like where you slide it up and make it bigger, the extensions. That thing snapped right in half. My phone was gone. I was in shock to start with. I was just like, that's tough, and I really didn't say nothing for a minute. But after about an hour, I started thinking, dang, it's gonna suck to be without a phone. At least I got insurance though, Lord. And everything happens for a reason. Maybe this will be a good video, who knows. So, all right, guys. I really appreciate everybody coming along that does for these videos. And if you're new to the channel, please hit this subscribe button. There's about 80% of people that watch the videos are not subscribed. Y'all don't realize how much just that little tap would help me out. And if you like what you're seeing so far, y'all check that video out. Y'all stay tuned, and we appreciate you. See y'all next week.